Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Red sky at night, sailors' delight. Red sky at night.
The sailors are howling and laughing. The sailors begin to surround us, and the night sky is so very red.
Good morning, Night Vale. Oh, hello, everybody. Fuck, I was like, Symphony needs to go.
Symphony needs to do
it's
what?
Symphony's turn. It says Symphony's intros.
No.
I didn't realize. Never mind.
This is the part where we introduce ourselves. I guess we could just not. This is episode 36, if you don't know who's talking right now.
You know who I am. I'm Hal Lublin. I play Steve Carlsberg. How do you do?
I am Meg. I have been a background screaming voice in several episodes of Welcome to Night Vale.
And I'm Symphony, and I play Tamika Flynn. And this shit is about me today, baby. Today, we are here, as all days, we are here talking about Welcome to Night Vale and other stuff because we're humans, you know what I mean? We talk about stuff. Mm-hmm. And we go through every episode talking about Welcome to Night Vale because we love it. We work on it. We use our blood and our sweat and our toil to do it. So let's do it and talk about it. Tell us about it, Hal.
All right, here is the episode description as per your local podcatcher. An urgent call to all listeners as 13-year-old Tamika Flynn has gone missing. Plus, another edition of Children's Fun Fact Science Corner, breaking traffic news, and the community calendar. Shit got cray.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk right about it. The thing that struck me at the top of this episode is that from the jump, we get a physical description of Tamika Flynn as 5'1", stocky build, black hair, dark eyes, dark, so wise beyond time, so deep in their understanding that to gaze into them is to gaze into your own death. So I love that it's like this kind of very basic physical description, which we don't get a lot of in Night Vale at all. Right. And then it just goes fully into the world of Night Vale, where it's like, this is the most important information, is that her eyes are pools of danger.
Hey, and I think that's a perfect description of me, don't you?
Yeah. You're 13.
Well, I'm not the 13. Well, 13 I am on 13 on the inside in my heart. But and in my humor level.
I thought you were going to say Tinder profile, and I was like, that's inappropriate.
Ew, no. No.
Are you, is it John Stossel or whoever the hell was trapping people?
No, what is
To
it?
Catch a Predator?
Isn't that John Stossel?
Is that John Stossel?
I don't know that guy.
I remember watching that show in college a lot.
Yeah.
No, I only like people that are above the age of 33. That's the truth. That's the truth. 33 and up.
Fun fact about this episode is that this episode is going to air on my 33rd birthday.
Shut up.
So I'm
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now our romance can truly begin.
Yeah, we were just waiting for me to age into it.
The moment has finally come. There's been so much tension that it's going to feel really great that you guys can finally be together as per Symphony's rules.
Yeah, for the Jesus age of
From
33.
this moment. Anyway, that's...
She's your queen to be. Gonna turn 33.
Anyways, so but I think I actually am pretty close to the description. I am actually 5'3" as it stands today. And I will shrink back to 5'1" eventually, I think. I have a stocky build. I'd call it athletic, but I do have black hair and dark eyes, and they are dark, so dark and very wise. But as we go along, we realize that part of this is a thing by Strex to get, this is like a statement made by Strex. Like, why do they find her so dangerous? Well, we know exactly why.
Rebellion. Right. Yeah. This is really it occurred to me listening to this, how the heat has slowly been turned up over since the Strex storyline sort of happened, and it's picked up the pace. And this feels like we're going into a full bore sprint. In terms of Strex's involvement, you realize how insidious they've become. Now they're starting to disappear really important people, and we know they're listening to our phones, which is nothing new.
Right.
I think surveillance is sort of commonplace in Night Vale.
No, but I think Cecil is feeling it because of Daniel, the robot. I keep calling him a robot because that's what I'm imagining in my head when I was listening to it. He must be some sort of cyborg. I'm thinking a la Alien.
Oh, yeah, like Bishop.
Yes, Bishop with his white milky blood. Yuck.
Your milky robot blood getting everywhere.
So they're like cyborgs or whatever, and he twitches and starts freaking out. I don't know. This is also where this whole thing about Cecil starting to have to feel like he's sending coded messages, basically. Because of this huge big bad, and this is the first time this big bad starts stretching for longer than one episode.
Yeah, we're at a rolling boil of the big bad here. We know that Strex was kind of surveillance-y and not quite above board, but this is the first kind of shot across the bow, not above board, really fucked up thing that they're doing. This is when you realize we knew that our gut instincts about Strex have been proven true.
Right.
And you're waiting for it. But as it gets introduced, and as it becomes more and more, I think it's well paced where it comes in, because the longer you stretch it out, eventually if you keep it at a low level for too long, then as a listener, I don't care anymore. And if you make it really big right away, then I go, well, where's the build? Why am I supposed to care? Why do I care any more than any other big thing that happens in every episode where it feels like Monster of the Week? So it feels like a well-timed kind of trigger pull.
Yeah, it started off as I believe an ad or something. It started episodes ago, and I can't remember exactly which one. I should have looked back, but it started off as a little thing, and then it just built to a couple of other things, and then Kevin and all that stuff got, so things they were just building, and now they've the last couple episodes, then they bought the radio station or acquired. Did they actually say bought? But they're owned by now.
Yes.
So it starts to be really, really freaky. And then, he's trying to, but he's still trying to go through his normal stuff, like the community calendar and things like that.
Yep, the community. This is a pretty epic community calendar.
Yeah.
Too. One of the things that I love about the use of the community calendar is it's a great use of structure. So I think about 5 years ago, Joseph or Jeffrey sitting down to write this episode, and being like, okay, I want to write. I know it wants to be about this, but how do I get? What's my B story? How do I get other content into this? And just days of the week. Every day of the week has something you write about it,
right.
Which I think it's a really great use of structure to prompt content. So yeah, we just sit down to write days of the week. Every day of the week has a thing.
Right.
This one, Sunday slays me. Well, Wednesday and Sunday slays me. Wednesday will take forever, not literally, but near literally. Wednesday hasn't even gotten here and I already want it over with. And then Sunday's the one that really got me. I think Sunday always slays me. But Sunday will be full of regret, also joy, also laughter, also conversation, also long stretches of unmemorable moments. It will mostly be that last thing. In your old age, you look back on your life. If someone were to ask you what happened on that Sunday, you'd remember that one Sunday with regret and joy and laughter and conversation. If someone were to ask you about that, you'd be hard-pressed to come up with a single memorable moment from this coming Sunday. So it's that's the thing that slays me. It's I have this really great life that I love.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to remember any of it.
No. Not in specificity. You'll remember that you had wonderful lazy Sundays, but you're not going to remember one specifically, which is why anytime I watch a show where they're questioning someone, they're what were you doing on August the 3rd, 1947? You're I don't know how I would answer that question.
Yeah. Who am I, Brett Kavanaugh? I don't keep a calendar of every single day of my life that I then put in storage.
Right.
Yeah.
My favorite of it is really I wasn't shook when I listened to it, but there is that thing of oh yeah, that's right. Days are meaningless.
Yeah.
You could get pulled into those. But I also like the counterbalance of Friday. Friday was my favorite too. Because it's a trap. Of course, they're stupid giant worms that are community college. Come on over here and take winter semester classes. I'm sure there are dumb. I love that. It almost feels like The Far Side.
Yeah.
The animals are dumb, but they're only slightly less dumb than the people that they're trying to trick.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's just a great for sure. A bunch of people showed up for winter semester classes and have been consumed by giant, gross, translucent worms. So you can actually see them being slowly digested.
And you're well, should have listened to Cecil. Not gone to community college.
Or you just go, hey, what classes did you sign up for? Because I was thinking of doing Greek. I know I won't use it, but who knows? Maybe I'll go to Greece someday.
Someday.
Have you ever been to Greece? You guys go to Europe a lot now.
No,
I've never been to Greece. I always really want to go.
Me too. I want to go. I want to go and wear a white bikini on a boat.
Yeah.
That's literally my Greece goal. Oh, and eat food.
I want to eat
and
grilled octopus and drink ouzo and just rock out. Yeah, I really want to go, but Joseph like can't eat food there because it's like all seafood.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe it'll be a girl trip.
Have to go on a girl's trip. Yeah, yeah. Good
girls
plan.
Trip.
I bet we could get Kate Jones to come to Greece with us.
Oh, we could definitely get Kate Jones.
Yeah.
I'll go to Greece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm not Kate Jones.
You got to wear that white
Greece.
bikini though.
That's fine.
It's fine.
You're not gonna post pictures or anything, are you?
No.
We're gonna have
definitely. Media blackout.
I'm definitely gonna
full media blackout of the Greece trip.
Yeah.
FMB guys, sorry, I know you all want to see my influencer #ad pics. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna go to Greece. I'm gonna go around the island. I'm gonna go to Mykonos. I'm gonna go to Athens.
Santorini.
I'm really excited. I'm gonna sail around the ocean. No pics. Anyway, I would be, if I went to Greece, I'd be the one going like, where's Mount Olympus? I would like to visit the 12 gods of Olympus, who I studied and read everything about when I was 12.
I think I loved Greek mythology as well. So I would totally want to go to at least a few like temples and see columns. I like columns, marble columns, lots of columns. I like the
columns.
Get Quallen over and we'll call the cops and we'll get some columns.
I would use Dallaire's book of Greek mythology as my travel guide and go, where's here? Where did Hephaestus hammer Athena out of Zeus's skull? Where was that? Can you show me where that happened? Can I take a picture with the hammer?
Oh, wait, look at me, Martha.
Look at me. Look, are you looking? Look. Look, I'm going to cross the river Styx. Put coins on my eyes, Martha.
Sounds good. Dope vacation.
Speaking of looking,
Yes.
as we come back from the community calendar, Tamika gives her famous I Am Found speech, which is, that has created a lot of fan art, which is some of my favorite, actually. The I Am Found, because it's and also it starts to really bring in the element of like what a hero is. This episode, I feel like, and Jeffrey even talks about it in the notes for this, his little paragraph before, or little excerpt before the episode. And he said, this episode in particular, I wanted to deal with heroism, not necessarily what it takes to be a hero, but what it means to need a hero. If you believe in free will, if you believe in democracy, if you believe in wisdom of crowds, perhaps heroism is anthema. Perhaps you are the change you wish to see, or more likely you are part of the will of people to effect greater good, to be moral and just. And I truly believe that Tamika she never wanted to be a hero. I think she just thinks she's doing what's right for the town and for herself and for the well-read teens of this town. And so when she says, I'm found, and she just says, stop looking for me and find yourself. I think that touches a lot of people, and, to find yourself is a really complicated thing, I think.
100%. And you bring up a really good point, and it made me think not only is a hero defined as somebody who's doing what they think is right, rather than, Superman doesn't get out going, I'm going to be Superman, I'm a super person. It's, I'm going to do what I think is right and do as much good as possible. And I think that a villain or an evil person is driven by the exact same thing. They're doing what they think is right, even if what they think is right is self-serving and is evil to everybody else. So the thing that separates a hero from a villain, in a way, is what the large group of people deem to be right. Like what we as a society believe is right, which is a moving target, and rightly so. Things that we thought were terrible 1,000 years ago, we realize now it was terrible to say they were terrible. So the people who would have been hailed as heroes during the Dark Ages you look at them now and go, these were horrible people. And yet everybody at the time, either because of fear or lack of education, believed that was what was right, or at least didn't know any better than to say that it was wrong. So we can look at it and go, Tamika's 100% right. Right. And that's the right thing to do. But without all of us to say that, then it becomes like a gray area. That's kind of fascinating to me.
And I think this will come back later in much later episodes, because I've definitely seen some lashback towards certain things that she's done later on. But it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But yes, I do agree with you. It's like who thinks it's good? Who thinks it's for the greater good? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Meg?
I mean, I always grew up calling them subs, but
I was like, oh, okay. Heroes.
Thank you for listening to Good Morning Night Vale. We're a production of Night Vale Presents. And
was yours did you call them hoagies?
Hoagies.
Yes, they're hoagies. They're hoagies. You got hoagies. You got a hoagie roll, Amoroso hoagie roll. You put oil and vinegar on there, but don't put. One time, I had a college roommate come. I don't know if I've told this story before. I hope I haven't, because I love telling it. He came home with me to Philly. We went to Ben and Irv's, which is local to actually my dad's house now. It's pretty close to there. For those of you Philly area and Montgomery and Bucks County area, Good Morning Night Vale listeners
who are going to go to Hal's dad's house,
who will go find. He's several miles from there in one direction or the other. But we went there, and I doesn't matter what I got, but my friend who's from Pittsburgh got a hoagie, and then he went to put ketchup on it.
Oh, because he thought there were fries on it.
No, he didn't. He didn't think it was a Primanti brother. And by the way, you don't even need those sandwiches are great. That's what I got when we were in Pittsburgh. I walked myself over to Primanti Brothers and had a sandwich by myself. But the couple the next table over, who I do not know and we had not spoken with, the husband started yelling at him. Like, you don't put ketchup on a hoagie. This guy's putting ketchup on a hoagie. Do you believe this guy? What are you doing? You don't do that. Like, shamed him out of eating the food the way he wants to eat it, which sounds like a villainous move, but was the right thing. It all comes around. That is right.
He was the hero for the people of Philadelphia.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a hoagie.
He was the hero of the hoagies.
That's
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Captain Hoagie.
You don't put ketchup on a hoagie.
You don't put ketchup on a hoagie.
Hoagie. Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you about the heroes requiring context for who they are the hero to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, subs, hoagies, grinders, I think is what they're called in certain parts of Massachusetts.
Yes,
Tiffany,
because the rolls are hard.
What did you call those types of sandwiches in your Midwestern upbringing?
Fucking sandwich, dude.
So like you go to Subway and get a sandwich, like you call it, like
I'm like, I guess like a sick. I mean, I grew up moving throughout the East Coast, so I knew like a hoagie, a hero, like but in here, I just feel like, I mean, you get like Italian beef, like that's
right.
You get that, or you get like, I guess they have. Because they'll have, like, you know, like Italian different meats and stuff, but I don't know if they call it anything other than a sandwich or panini. Like, they'll do panini, but that's not cold.
Symphony, did I tell you after when y'all were in Orange County for the Night Vale show, that after that show, I went with Jennifer to Portillo's?
No.
Because there's a Portillo's near there.
Yeah,
and we went
Andrew and I were
I got
talking
Italian
about
beef.
that at the Anaheim show, actually.
Yeah.
So you had never had Portillo's?
No, I had it in Chicago, but I'd never been to the one that was there.
How did it compare? I would never, but you know,
It's good. It's the same.
It was the same
to me.
I mean,
the same. It's a good sandwich.
It's the same meat that they shrink wrap and send across the country.
Yeah,
probably.
It's like meat gravy and meat juice.
Yeah,
and bread. You can put the was it the jardiniere on it?
Yeah, you got dip. You got get it dipped.
I got it dipped. I was like, dip it for me.
Yeah,
dip it,
definitely.
Dip me, daddy.
You could have a dry sandwich, but I'm not fucking with that.
Have you had the French dip out here in LA?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's similar. It's like a thinner
Is
cut,
it?
and they dip it in but like a proper French dip isn't. We bring you the sandwich, and then you
dip
it yourself.
at your
little
leisure.
baby can't have all the algae. No, they dip the whole sandwich, and they go, here, eat this.
See, I like it with it's got to be dipped with sweet peppers and mozz.
Dipped and whipped.
And mozz on top.
Mozz? Oh, mozzarella?
Mozzarella.
I believe that's how we say it.
Mozzarella?
And then you broil it, and it's nice and so good. And then you put jardiniere. But sometimes you put jardiniere underneath the. I don't know. I like to put on jardiniere as I eat it. I'm just like, I just scoop on some and then bite it, and then scoop it and then bite it. Because I'm a monster. Anyways. So we move on from that bit into the traffic, which is, I think, kind of lovely. A lovely piece of, what do you call it?
The high concept prose section.
That's it. Why can I never remember that? Somebody tweeted added me or something on Twitters and was like, you thought that the community calendar didn't come till this episode. It was in this episode. And I was like, well, my brain is Swiss cheese.
Do you want people to at you with stuff like that?
Sometimes, because I want, if they're complimentary. But if you're just like, Symphony, you're an idiot, you don't know anything, then...
Are you not interested in that?
I'm not interested in any of that.
I think it says something about heroes, but I'm not talking about the food anymore. But like, just because we have the microphone doesn't mean that we know shit.
Right.
True.
And
we're not your heroes.
I'm right.
We're,
and
like,
also never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes. But yeah, like it's the like we have some inside information about the creation and production of this show. Do we have an encyclopedic knowledge of this show? No. We didn't. We didn't write it. And even Joseph and Jeffrey don't have that sort of knowledge of it. They have to look stuff up all the time for things that they've written. Like and Cecil, I don't even think he listens to the show. So like just because we have the microphone doesn't necessarily mean that like we know. We're not claiming to be of a place of intelligence here. We have done the research and we've lived the life. But listen, I can't tell you what was the episode number that the faceless old woman's first mentioned her love of bees. Like,
I don't know that. But What I do know is I like the show, and I honestly, I feel like we're taking it episode by episode. So like there'll be like little strings of things that come together, like the whole Strex stuff, and you'll be like, oh, I think I'm realizing that. But like, y'all, I'm a journalist, but I'm not like a good one.
No.
Well, we have a completely different relationship with this show, right? Like, my first real exposure to it was listening to 3 episodes on a plane because I was going to do a live show.
Yeah,
I knew it existed, and I hadn't had the chance. Like, that was like my thing of like, okay, I have to. I've been meaning to listen to this. I'm going to sit down and listen to some of it now, so I understand what I'm going into, and I can do the best job possible to help it out. And now it's become, you know, I'm a small cog in the machine, so I get to be part of some of the narratives and do the live shows. And Joseph and Jeffrey are dear friends, as are you, obviously, even more so because we spend so much time together. Well, Meg, but no, of course, like you've all become like my family, and so this is like Night Vale, which is obviously a great show and a very popular show, has become an impetus for me to see you and spend time with you and now get to collaborate with you on this project. So it's hard to keep perspective. You know, I'm a huge fan of, you know, wrestling, but I'm also not a wrestler. So if wrestlers were doing a podcast on wrestling, I would listen to it and I would have a lot of knowledge that they may not be able to recall right away.
Right.
Because they either went through it or they're working on something else, so they just have a different relationship to it. But, you know, I'm not going to go at them and say, well, this match was that. I wouldn't tell them they were wrong. If they asked for the help, I would give it to them. But I also understand a passionate fan base wanting.
No, I appreciate it, and the person was totally nice about it, I think. But like, it's just like so funny because I'm like, y'all, I'm not like taking note of that would be a lot of paper, and I'm very green. So
yeah, we've been too busy making the show. Study the show.
Boom.
But also, it's the same thing as Sunday too. Like I call this podcaster brain when you go back and listen to the podcast that you did, and you're like, oh, I had no idea I said that.
Yes.
Like as soon as it leaves my mouth, I completely forget that I said it.
Same.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about Sunday. You know, we remember like how we felt having the conversation, but we don't remember what we said.
And we'll record 2 of these in a night, so I won't remember. Like, Vin will be like, "Oh, this episode's great. I really love this reference," and I will either remember that I said that at some point, or that I heard it at some point, or I will not remember it at all and go, "Well, I hope people like it." Sure, don't remember. We did that a while ago. I'm ready for what's like you said. You give it everything you have while you're in front of the mics, and then you shut down. In a closet, recharge your batteries until it's time to speak again.
It's how we keep it fresh, you know what I mean? And actually,
we keep it fresh.
This same thing is exactly how I felt about this high concept prose piece, because they start talking about a man, right? And like all these distinguishing factors. And then she start talking about picturing like this bird and like all these things that were coming and like not knowing specifically what and all this and like his heart beating and all these things. And they're like, how is your heart? And then they're like, oh, do you remember the man? And you're like, oh shit. I forgot that we were even talking about that whole thing. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's our life, you guys. So this next section, when he does the ad for, Strex, the sponsor,
right?
When it's like Strex, and it keeps getting longer and longer. Seeing it written out is kind of fun because it's like, that's how I text. It'll be like if I'm trying to emphasize something, I'll add just like a bunch of letters to the end,
right?
To the end
or
of
the
it.
middle, when people add like a bunch of vowels to the middle of something too.
Right. I'll be like, ooh, that makes me feel like a baby. I've never texted that, but I imagine.
I like the clever little piece that the ad for Strex Corp tells you how terrible they are. And then they're like, well, let's get off of that and go back to this story that's about Strex Corp. I know I'm not the only one who notices that, but I just appreciate that idea that for Cecil, it's a now let's get back to it. And for us, it's it's dipping us in a harder way back into the main narrative of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopping back a little bit about Strex, before the traffic section, they issued that statement about the several dozen more missing children. The children are going missing. The children aren't safe. The children are our future. We wish you'd help them find us. The children. So children are often used as a pawn in politics, I find.
Oh,
it's
totally.
very often like, well, how am I going to tell my kids about gay people? Or like,
Right.
what about you? Like, they use children as a pawn in political machinery, and Strex is doing that. They're taking that page, and this is the part of their playbook where they make you feel like your children aren't safe, so that they can control you more by making you feel afraid. Because as I guess people who have children, I don't know any of those people, but those people sometimes think that their children are important, and they feel like it is their duty to protect them and keep them safe and alive. So when you are told that the thing that you're supposed to protect isn't safe, I can see why that would get your attention.
Yeah.
Strex is continuing to use the pawn, just as many political leaders use children as a pawn, and then
willingly ignore them when it has to do with their safety. Sometimes, who knows?
All the time.
Willy-nilly.
They don't give a shit about the water that they're drinking in Flint, but God forbid they share a bathroom stall with a person who might be trans.
Yeah. I also love the duality of them saying we lost the children. Not that they have them, but that there are a bunch of warriors on the loose that they have no track of. Like they've literally lost Tamika now. Tamika's gone missing, not because not missing from people that she loves possibly, but missing off of their radar.
Yeah. They don't know where she is. And so when they say missing, like throughout this whole episode, and that's why she says the whole I am found thing, because she's like, I'm not missing.
Yeah.
You are just like not a person I want to be. I don't want to be around you. I'm not trying to let you find me, Strex. So they can what? Like put her in a dungeon or something. I imagine, or like try and put her in some like child gulag.
Try to flip her and turn her as one of their agents.
Yes.
Like they made the dragon a White Walker.
Or in Buffy season 3, when Faith becomes evil.
Oh, right. Oh. Evil Faith.
Yeah, the mayor flips her because she kills the guy.
Yeah,
spoilers.
That show is like 20 years old now. I know.
I'm rewatching it with Joseph right now.
Oh, it's so good. I would rewatch it again too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been preparing for Game of Thrones to come back, which is this Sunday. I'm pretty excited.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
It's going to be a big day.
It's
going to be a big day.
Huge.
I love the Children's Fun Fact Science Corner, which is about deer. One of our standard Night Vale images.
Yes.
And then the last line is about Bambi. They're talking about how Bambi has beheadings and gore and a famous revenge-fueled climax. The lesson of that movie, as in life itself, is that nature is gorgeous and horrible, and it will kill you.
So true.
So true.
Look at Australia.
Look at Australia.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of things.
Everything there.
Hey, you know what though? I didn't get killed when we went there.
We survived Australia.
So did you, Hal, when you went with Thrilling Adventure?
Yes. Stayed to the cities. I was constantly afraid, even in our hotel room, that there would be a giant spider in my
your shoe. Yes, because that's what they always tell you.
So they tell you, don't forget to check your shoes, because that's where they'll go in there, and then when you put your foot in, they'll bite you, and then your foot will turn into ash. Not interested, Australia. Come on. Stop it.
We saw lots of spiders.
Yeah,
we did, the big ones.
I was in a park and I saw
webs.
one. Yeah, it was scary, and I can't do an Australian accent if you're wondering. So I'm not even going to try.
Wait, you saw one where?
In the park.
Oh my God. I would run. I would be like, I have to go back to the hotel room and put a pillow over my head until it's time to leave.
We saw lots of spiders in the trees on the street.
Oh.
Yeah. I did hug a koala and
get gonorrhea.
And I held it. It's chlamydia, and no, I didn't, because these ones are chlamydia free, Hal.
How do you know? How often are they tested?
They were
They play safe.
They put big condoms on their arms for when they hug you.
No, they actually, we went to oh gosh, what was it called?
The Lone Pine Animal Sanctuary.
And one of the things
in Brisbane, in Brizzy.
And literally it says on their website that they boast about having chlamydia-free koalas. So I was like, sold, baby.
Yeah, those koalas don't fuck.
Not to toot our own horns, but our koalas don't have the clap. You're welcome. Come see our clap-free koalas and let them put their arms around you, knowing you're not going to have to burst anything later.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, that's why it's called the clap, people. Look it up.
I thought gonorrhea was the clap.
Maybe so. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not.
You don't remember? Did you not have sex ed in school?
I did have.
Did you not have your gym teacher tell you about chlamydia?
No, we did have health class, and we were separated by girls and boys, and we learned about that stuff.
It's gonorrhea. You're right.
Our ovaries, and then the boys learned about their penis and their testicles, and then we learned about. At the time, it was called STDs, and then when I was in college, I took an STI class for college credit. So I was like, all right, I want to know, because if I'm going to be a sexually active young woman, I need to know what I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Well, my mistake. Gonorrhea is the clap. But it does say they don't have chlamydia. We don't know if they have gonorrhea, so you could still get the clap from them.
I don't think so.
Were they on shore leave? We don't know.
But they were.
Are they always there?
They were very sleepy.
Fleet week.
They didn't seem like they were going anywhere. They were very sleepy.
I'll tell you what I would really like to do is go to a silverback sanctuary in Africa and have like where the guide's like, so that the gorillas know that there's a friend there, and then you get to go. And then I want to go and hug a gorilla, and then the gorilla becomes my best friend. And then we travel around the world together, and he wears a little hat and a monocle. And we give talks.
What would his name be?
Mr. Featherton.
He's a proper gentleman, yeah. Silverback.
Everybody welcome Mr. Featherton. He says, pleased to meet you.
I just picture you and Mr. Featherton like walking through the streets of Philly and like rocking up to your favorite cheesesteak haunt.
Yes.
And just like really ripping into a couple cheesesteaks and then getting on your way.
Mr. Featherton would like 2, 3 cheesesteaks, whiz wit, and a cream soda, please. They don't have fries here. Well, then you should have said that, and we would have gone to the Northeast. That one has fries. We're not going to 2 places just so you can have fries. Your sandwich will get cold. Our flight is in 45 minutes. We should not be here.
Mr. Featherton, you're so silly.
Anyway, so yes, the deer, they're weird and beautiful. So people are coming for Cecil. Daniel is at the studio door. He stopped. They're yelling, but without noise, and he's upset. And there's no more news today. He's getting kicked out of the booth. They're turning off his microphone because he's saying too much. Because there's a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
And so he's saying too much. So he's being censored and shut down. And we're taken into the weather. And then we come back from the weather. Cecil is using his subversive radio host skills.
Yes, he's up on the roof.
To have his makeshift studio. And we find out about what's going on.
I really appreciate the sound quality after that makes you feel like he's not really like in his studio. You know, he's like remote.
Yes.
I always appreciate that when a situation changes and then it's really being shown through the sound. It really just draws a picture for you that audio drama is able to do that you don't get from a just like regular nonfiction podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that the kids took down a helicopter too.
Mm-hmm. And didn't kill the pilot.
They would never.
And didn't kill the pilot. Just kidnapped them.
There's no need. But yeah, the sound editing is really, really good. That's something that Joseph seems to take a lot of pride in.
Yeah, Joseph Fink and Audacity and time. All he's got is time and a free subscription to Audacity.
Yeah.
And look, she doesn't kill the pilot. She recruits the pilot. She gets the pilot to be with on her side. So that's another, I don't know. That just says she's good people, Tamika Flynn. I'll always be on her side because she is me, you know. But
yes,
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm on Deb's side. I don't think I am a lot of the time. Deb's kind of a dick.
Well, you're right. But
Yeah.
but there's something also endearing about Deb because it's never like false. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deb is always really like, I'm telling you exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, she's always very uncomfortable with formalities and niceties that don't serve her.
Yes. I'm 100% on board with Steve all the time about everything. I think he's 100% right and everybody else is wrong.
All right. Well, everyone's got their corners. So.
And so the final thing I think I wanted to talk about was there's a section at the end of this episode where he says, you know, in his kind of closing, he's like, I cannot tell you what I want to tell you, but the main reason is that you need to find it out for yourselves. I could preach and teach and shout and explain, but no lesson is as powerful as the lesson learned on one's own. And that's so true. Like, I feel like you can tell people stuff and, you know, be like, oh, I'm going to explain to you why this is good. But like, unless they've lived it themselves, or sometimes if they don't have the imagination to see outside of themselves and their circumstances, it's very difficult to see someone else's point of view or why you should care about it. So I think it's awesome. And then he continues on to say, you take action, you create the meaning, it's all up to you. And given my current broadcasting situation, it may be up to you for a long time. And that's scary, but you know what? I think that's true for us every day, that we need to be able to figure it out without some voice telling us what to do.
Well, yeah. Hal, you go.
Oh, I was going to say, we live in a time now where it's so easy to look at an article headline, and that gives us all we need to know about our position. We don't even need to read it. So we literally have people telling us what to think, how to feel, generally from people we agree with, sometimes from people we don't agree. You know, the things we don't agree with, we look at it and you can just dismiss out of hand. Right. But anything that feeds into either your confirmation bias or takes the pressure off of you of having to think for yourself and interpret and find meaning, that's where we are. So this is like more important now than it was, you know, 5, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, when it came out. Considering where we are and how much information that's thrown in front of us, a lot of which really isn't information at all. Yeah,
it's not news. Or it's news that is spun to a certain angle, to all those things that you were just talking about. Mm-hmm. Whereas Cecil's saying, I just report the news, I just arrange it. Like I just put the facts in front of you. I just read the damn news.
Right.
We don't have that anymore. I feel like there's no longer an impartial source of someone who just reads the news. Not that Cecil is an impartial source, but right. I guess, or maybe the concept never existed and it's really just ratcheted up over the years. Maybe it's impossible to get someone just reading you facts and then you are allowed to interpret them and take action on them as you see fit. But yeah, I just talked myself into a circle there.
No, but
nothing's real. Nothing was ever real.
Well, and that actually is a kind of a scary thought, obviously, to have, because you're like, wow, what if I've been being biased this whole time? But like, you know, I do believe there is journalistic ethics. There have been journalistic ethics before. And there are some old news people that would say, you know, look, I'm going to put this out here. But again, what is a hero like but someone who is maybe regarded by multiple people as telling the truth, you know, or the majority is saying they're telling the truth. But like the people that could be called the rebels could be actually telling the truth. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's why it's scary and hard. And I think we have that sort of questioning spirit these days. But I do believe in things I do believe in facts. I do believe in facts, and I know they exist.
Yes, it's just about the observing the facts.
Right.
It always depends on who's observing it.
Right. And how that's being, and if it's being served up with a side of your opinion. Do you know what I mean? And we see a lot of that these days, but you know.
It's like, it's the difference between saying there are 6 dead and then there are 6 people who were brutally murdered. You know, like it's the characterization of fact.
Nothing's real.
Nothing's real.
Wait, except for love. Love is real.
Except for love. And
love is real.
Love is real. Love is real, and sandwiches are love.
Yes.
So heroes, you can always love a hero, and you can always need a hero.
And then a hero comes along. Give me strength to carry on.
I went directly to, I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. That one.
Yeah.
I can be a hero, yeah.
There goes my hero. It's ordinary.
Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather. So this episode's weather is Peanuts by Sam and Ash, or Sam and Ash is how it is written.
Sam and Ash.
Sam and Ash.
Sam and Ash.
And it's mandolin and accordion, right?
Yeah.
If I'm getting that right?
Yep.
Ash is one of Joseph's childhood friends.
What?
Oh.
Yes, Ashley Broder is a mandolin and violin player.
Cool.
And is still around, plays a lot of different gigs. Joseph was just like reading off what they're up to. I think they're ashbroder.com. But yeah, so Joseph as a tiny child, get an image of Joseph in your mind, everyone right now. Let's do this thought experiment.
Got it.
Yep.
Imagine him as a young boy.
Aw, cute.
With a very, very tiny violin. Yeah. So Joseph used to play the violin.
That's adorable.
Ashley was a fellow violin student with him.
Cute.
Yeah, and then they grew up together, and Ashley went on to become a professional musician, and Joseph went on to never play the violin ever again.
But he does play other instruments. I mean, he plays the guitar.
He plays a guitar and the mandolin, and he can figure it out. Like he definitely has learned a lot about musicianship from playing a very tiny violin. Picture a little 5-year-old Joseph with a tiny. It's too much for me.
That's super precious. I also have become a big fan of the Mando because of our lovely friend Hyun Bernstein, otherwise known as AKA Disparition, AKA Ms. Parish,
AKA Disparushnarn.
Yeah. Disparish John.
Yeah. So I've grown a big affinity for mandolin playing, and I literally danced around my house. I was like, I had it playing like as I was diving into my Instant Pot cookery, and I was dancing around the house like a la Stevie Nicks with a kimono on as a shawl and just spinning around. It was great.
That's the music video, the unofficial music video for Peanuts is Symphony Sanders and her Instant Pot and her kimono.
It also makes me think of like being on a scooter in an Italian villa.
Yeah.
Like today I went
yeah.
to the village to get myself cheese and some bread. Like it's very like calming and very, obviously their level of musicianship is very high.
Yeah.
So I appreciate them. I appreciate you, Sam and Ash. Thank you for bringing your music into the world.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
All right. You know what it's time for?
Woo!
It's that special time of episode where we've gotten to the point where we've run out of things for us to say, and now we have to say things that other people have said to us. So let's jump full bodies into the fan zone.
FanZone!
Bird zone.
Woo. All right, so Oliver writes to us, hello, beautiful podcasters. I love your show. I listen to Welcome to Night Vale and Good Morning Night Vale while I work. I'm a painter. But it was slightly harder to do back when I was a student. At one point during the episode Missing, I had to turn it off because I began laughing out loud in the nude figure class, which is kind of frowned upon. It's the moment when Cecil says, thinking of furthering your education, consider taking winter semester classes. Well, it's a trap. So yeah, the same episode ends with Cecil broadcasting a secret message of solidarity to Tamika Flynn and her supporters from the station rooftop, which is one of my favorite moments in the show ever. It's times like this that you get a sense for the beating heart of the show and the people who put it together. It's funny that in a world gone nuts, there's something comforting in visiting Night Vale. So thank you for your beautiful shows and also for the spirit of creativity and inclusiveness you celebrate. Best wishes, Oliver. Aww. Thanks, Oliver. That's hilarious that you had to stop listening to us because you were laughing during nude figure class.
Oliver, thanks for writing in. Also, just an FYI, I used to be a model for nude figure drawing classes at my university of Bradley University in Peoria.
If somebody had laughed, would you have been like, what?
I would have been like very self-conscious, yes.
Yes, yeah.
But I was not, it was a very supportive, actually, it was one of the most supportive, really? Supportive.
Potida.
Supportive.
They were so supportive.
They were very supportive. And the first time you go in, you're in a robe and there's these people behind easels and you're like, I don't know you. But some of the people I did actually know from just going to college there. And you just take off your robe and you're naked in front of them. But as soon as you take it off though, you just breathe and it's totally fine. And it's for art, whatever. I've always wanted to be amused.
You know what I love about this fact about you is that somewhere out in the world, there are many early artists' renderings of a naked Symphony Sanders.
Yeah.
So they're out there and they exist. Wasn't there one that someone drew you naked with a bunch of cats all over you?
Yes.
What?
I actually reached out to the artist recently just to be like, hey, do you still have that? And she's like,
because I will pay top dollar. So.
Right. And she said, no. She's like, no, I gave that to one of my other friends. So I have to reach out to him, but he has a new baby. So I'm trying not to
It's hanging over the crib.
Bitch, I wish. That'd be so funny. But there's also some bronze statues somewhere in the world of me.
What?
Yeah. I did a sculpture class for a few weeks. So they did there's one where this guy made me look like a devil. I had a tail winding around my legs and a pitchfork in my hands. Somebody else made me kind of like an African sort of queen. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
I didn't do anything to deflate my ego, so...
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. I have a letter here that I would like to read with your permission.
Do it.
Uriah writes, hey guys! I just imagine that's how that was written. I love the way Night Vale addresses science. As a chemistry major, I enjoyed the breaking down of daily things into their scientific principles and think it's funny how creepy it can sound to simply break things into their basic functions. I'm also discouraged a lot by people today that do not understand that science is not a thing to argue against. The Night Vale appreciation to scientists keeps me warm at night. Also, in the episode Yellow Helicopters, you asked about finger names in different languages. Here are the names in Hebrew. In parens, please let Hal read. He has the best Hebrew accent. That's fair enough. So we have Agodal, then Atzba Mora, Ama, Kmitza, Zetet. And then it's written in Hebrew. I would just be saying it again, but reading it right to left.
Oh
the names are the same for feet, but as a whole, we don't call them atzbaot, but bahanot. So bahanot are on your feet. It might be bachanot, who knows?
Wait.
And atzbaot are your fingers.
So
collectively.
bahanot are your toes?
Yeah, bahanot are your toes.
Wow.
And your agodal is your thumb or your big toe. Then you have the atzba mora, ama, kmitza, Zatet.
This little piggy went to market. This one stayed home. This one got roast beef. This one got none. And this one went we all the way home, right?
How, in our conversation about the names of fingers, did we not talk about how stupid the names for toes are, too? And how they don't, have names, and how the big toe is called the big toe and not the thumb toe.
Right.
The big toe. Come on.
It literally looks like a giant thumb.
No, we don't call it the thumb toe.
I had a toe, my little toe, the nail got long and it started to go around the toe.
Oh.
And Jennifer looked at it and she called me ram toe. She's just
It was
looking
like a
at
ram
me.
horn.
She's in the room. She just looked at me and didn't look at laughing. She just looked at me like, you're gross. You had ram toe. And then she tried to take a picture of it with her phone. I was like, I'm clipping my nails. I'm going to. I just hadn't done it for a little while. Because you have socks on all the time. Now she's curling her little finger to show the ram toe around her other little finger. She's literally acting out ram toe. I don't need to. That was my Vietnam, Jennifer. That ram toe was my Vietnam. Now I have to live through it again.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. It was rough. By the way, Uriah is still there. Maybe it's Uriah because it's Hebrew. Says, here to answer every Hebrew question. Well, thank you. And love your show. Here's my favorite challah bread recipe. Okay.
Ooh.
1 bag of not dry yeast, half a cup of sugar, a cup of warm water, 1 kilo of flour, 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, half a cup of water, and maybe a bit more. I assume that's like a room temperature water. After making a dough out of all of those, you let it sit for an hour. Then make 2 braids and let sit for another 20 minutes. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, for 35 to 40 minutes. Make sure it is fully cooked. Knock on the bottom of the bread. If it sounds empty, it's ready. Uriah Halle Sharon. Well,
Thanks, Uriah.
you.
I'm not
Wow.
going to say that your challah bread recipe is trash, but I'm not going to say it.
Whoa! Holy!
Why not? Why is there no salt?
I don't know. What? That's not my recipe. You have to ask Uriah.
No, thank you so much for sharing your recipe. I do. Please send us recipes of what you like to make because I like to cook.
Me too.
And I like to compare them to my recipes and then throw shade at them on my podcast. Thanks for it's very sweet of you to share your recipe. Thank you so much. We're going to pretend I didn't say that and that I'm not bad in the inside. Okay.
I have a FanZone little business here from Kathleen. Hi, Meg, Symphony, and Hal. I had a thought the other day that I wanted to share with you and get your opinion on. Since wheat and wheat byproducts are illegal in Night Vale, do you think the current trend of gluten-free cauliflower crust pizzas would take off there? Yes, actually. I think it would save Big Rico money on plates and napkins, if nothing else. Love the show. Thanks for letting us listen in on your super fun friend chats. Kathleen from Maumee, Ohio. Hey, I am originally from Ohio as well, Kathleen.
Oh.
East Cleveland. Well, Shaker Heights, to be fair. Anyway,
Shaker Heights?
Shaker Heights. Yeah, you know what? I think cauliflower crust pizza would go over well, but because that's what gluten-free people have, right?
People who are trying to watch them carbs, gluten-free people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
People who just love cauliflower.
I love cauliflower. I've been eating a lot of it lately.
I have
Makes
some
you
in
fart?
well, it's a cruciferous vegetable. Of course it does. I actually have some in my crisper right now. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to make with it.
You can make cauliflower rice. I've been doing that a lot lately. I roasted it with tahini and turmeric and lemon and garlic yesterday, and it was really good.
I generally do like I bake it with like Parmesan cheese and stuff. I need cheese or salt with it. But I'm just trying to figure out I saw a thing for like a buffalo steak,
Yeah, you can buffaloize them.
yeah. And that sounded kind of good to me too. I don't know.
Isabel writes to us, and the title of this email is, I fell in a hole. Hey, guys.
Bitch!
Hey, guys. In your last episode, you talked about Symphony's fear of falling into a hole.
True that.
I've done this.
What?
I was walking my dog when the ground gave out underneath me, and I went in up to my hips.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, my dog acted as a counterweight, and I was able to keep purchase on the ground to pull myself out. I later went back with my 7-foot pole to measure how deep it was, and I was able to fit the whole thing in, along with my arm.
What?
The hole was at least 10 feet deep. I called the city, and they came to fill it in. The hole was a result of some stuff they had done with the sewer system or something. So I think they were just glad I didn't try to sue. The worst part of it is that when I fell, I screamed really loudly, and despite them being home, none of my neighbors came to check what happened. I also didn't have my phone on me, so if I hadn't been able to claw my way out, I would have just been fucked. The moral of the story is that you should always be afraid of the ground. Love the show, Isabel. You're so right, Isabel. That is
Yes.
I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I'm so glad that you got out.
Girl, oh my God.
Fear of the ground. My goodness.
That is crazy. See? This is why I train.
Isabel, I don't know how long ago this happened, but get you a lawyer. Get you a lawyer. The city made you fall through the earth and could have swallowed you whole. You could have been an adult Jessica. Forget baby Jessica. You would have been adult Jessica. Everybody would have had to come rescue you. My goodness, Sue.
But your neighbors were like, fuck off. I'm not.
Yeah, and then sue them for negligence. Because, although frankly, if I heard somebody scream out
I'd
the
be
hallway,
like, what
I
the
would be
fuck?
scared. I'd be really scared. I feel like we would move further into the, run. Let's,
I'm gonna
whatever
tell
that is,
you
it's
what,
coming for us.
I hear people screaming all the time, and I don't do shit. But I mean, I get like really tense really quick and I listen further. I'm like, is it something I can do to help them? But then I'm like, oh, they're laughing or they're just like screaming because of the horror of the universe or, mental illness.
Yeah.
You
just go, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
Whew. Scary.
Never been any dangers though.
Yeah. Alejandro writes, howdy, Meg, Symphony and Hal. I'm Alejandro, longtime listener, first-time writer. Recently, my girlfriend and I made a trip from Carson City, Nevada to San Francisco for the A Spy in the Desert show.
Oh!
After a long day of walking around SF, the show was a great way to finally end the day. We both absolutely loved the show, especially Symphony's performance. The book was our favorite part.
Yeet.
Our question is... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll allow you to respond, Symphony.
Yeet!
Yeet. Yes, that's right. Yeet indeed. Our question is for everyone. Oh,
Ooh.
Everyone. My goodness. What's your favorite line from any of the episodes or live shows? Keep up the good work, and we can't wait to see you all again live. Much love, Alejandro and Camille.
Yeah. I thought that show in San Francisco was a particularly good show for us.
It was a really good one.
We had a really fucking rocking night that night.
Yeah.
I feel like Alejandro and Camille, you guys got a great show. We had a really good time doing that show. My favorite line from, I don't remember what live show it's from. I think it's probably from The Librarian, which is the American Express ad that I did for Deb. And it was about the Obsidian card. And it was American Express, don't leave home. I was really enjoyed because it's always nice when you get to deliver a line that the audience is going to laugh at. Like it's just all you have to do is read it. You don't have to you don't have to make it funny. It's already funny. And that was one of the ones from that show that it's always nice to get one of those in there. It's a little break for your comedic chops is you just get to read the funny line.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones that I've gotten to say, like, it's really simple, but like one of the ones that's been the most fun to say was like, I think in All Hail, I was like, oh no, it must have been Investigators because Mary and Will were on that tour, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, bam, bunch of books. And it's like me dropping a bunch of books on somebody. And it was just so fun to say. And like, I don't know, anytime I get to beat anybody up with books too. And I think I love onomatopoeias because it's just like, right, that's the sound ones, right?
Yeah, words.
Yeah,
like boom.
Yeah, I'll be like, bam, bam, whap, pow, pow, pow. Like when I'm like smacking the crap out of somebody with books and then I get to say it. It's pretty fun.
And it's alliteration too. Bam, bunch of books.
Right. Ugh.
I think mine is from Ghost Stories. And I don't remember the exact line, but it's something like, that was over 50 years ago. I'm pretty sure most of them are dead now. Which is such a fun payoff to that bit. That's one in particular. At a certain point, they were always like weird. And it feels like the humor always came from Cecil hates Steve. And then Steve is completely dark. And that's still an element of every single live show.
Yeah.
Is like taking a turn from being really nice to really crazy. But I think it was around that show. That might have been the first one where I was like, oh, they're like straight up writing jokes. Like it feels a lot more like traditional setup punchline stuff or like just goofier and sillier. And I love that. And that line in particular, the blow to that whole bit is really funny to me.
Thanks, fans.
Yes, thanks, fans, and thanks, everyone, for listening. Next time, we are going to talk about episode 37, Auction. Until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart. It is mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions. Or if you live in Atwater Village, Los Angeles, let me know what time of day you like to weed whack your lawn and re-roof your house so I can plan my recording schedule accordingly. This show is powered by our patrons like Heather Ann West, Paul Sprenke, Elizabeth Jackson, Catherine Myers, and Richard Young. If you're interested in supporting the show in exchange for access to the inner sanctum of our hearts, go to patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more information on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is temporarily. I am permanently convinced that even the most concrete structures can only be ours temporarily.